What about you? So this video here, 1st of July celebrations, commemoration parade in Belfast. So this is a parade for the Somme, and it's 110 years since the Battle of the Somme started on the 1st of July 1916. So here we are, just Willowfield Church in the background. The parade should be passing through this way soon. And as I say, I'm no expert on a lot of this. I'll try and give you a bit of information as much as I can and what I know. If you want to delve deeper into it, I'm sure if you dig about online, there'll be people on TikTok, Facebook, etc. would be a lot more in the know into the details than what I can give you. But I'll try and help you as much as I can. I hope to give you a bit of insight on our culture and what this parade's about and what it remembers and who it commemorates. I'll throw in a wee personal story here as well during the video, and hopefully it touches you in the right way that you'll maybe delve deeper into it. Something if you've never heard before about a local hero here on our doorstep in East Belfast, and look into not only his story but the story of the Somme and what this parade commemorates as a total. So welcome to a beautiful Northern Irish summer's day here, where it's warm but it's pissing, and the parade's due to come soon here. Through in about 10 minutes we'll get some videos on of the parade, and we'll break it up with a couple of wee personal stories. So when we talk about the lead up to the Battle of the Somme on this stage, the 1st of July celebrations, the link said a lot of Belfast and Northern Ireland was the 36th Ulster Division. So a lot of men, especially in the East Belfast area, would have been enlisted before the war, to the local battalions of the Ulster Volunteer Force, and the young lads would have been enlisted to the Young Citizens Volunteers, and this was sort of pre-military training and guys getting ready for war. That is Young Citizens Volunteers badge there, and obviously the Ulster Volunteer Force badge, whose motto is "For God and Ulster." So these are 4 guys that all won Victoria Crosses from the 36th Ulster Division during the war. And today, in this video, we're going to be putting together a bit of a short story to remember one in particular, and it's Private William McFadden. So this is a mural just depicted here in the Craigie Estate in East Belfast. So we'll be going from this mural, we'll get round, there's another famous mural of William McFadden, it includes a bit of story on him, and up to Billy's house itself. So just to personalise the Battle of the Somme and some of the people involved in this, but one in particular, quite a harrowing story and very sad, and just to show you, because a lot of these men that went through the First World War, they were actually a lot of young boys and young lads, and this one in particular, boy lived in the Craigie here in East Belfast. I'm standing in front of his home, childhood home. So this is William Frederick McFadden, VC. Just give you an idea, we're just on the Craigie Road here. That's the Craigie Glen, just to go straight up there, the carriageway on down the Craigie Road. So this was the home of William McFadden, commonly known as Billy McFadden. So there's a plaque up there, as you can see. 1985 to 1916. Private William McFadden. So Billy McFadden, born in Lurgan, County Armagh in 1985, and Billy had a great interest in a lot of things, sport being one, standing at over 6 foot tall, we'll say. Quite a sportsman. He played rugby for his local college teams, and with being interested in military as well, William enlisted into the local divisions of the Ulster Volunteer Force and Young Citizens Volunteers. So when the war came round and the cry went out, William went and enlisted in the 14th Division of the Royal Irish Rifles. So off he went to Filler Camp in Ireland, later to Seaforth Camp in England, before heading to the Western Front in October of 1915. So stationed in Feetful Wood, in the early hours of the morning of the 1st of July, William and his comrades made off to the Somme. Sadly for Private Billy McFadden, he never returned. In an accident, as they were unloading boxes of grenades, a grenade fell to the ground amongst his comrades, amongst his brothers, and the pin dislodged. Without a second thought, William threw his body on the line. He jumped in the grenade and sacrificed himself and saved his comrades and all those around him, with only one other injury and no other deaths reported in this tragic accident. So after this accident, on the 1st of July 1916, Billy was buried in Thiepval Wood, where he had set off from that one. The grave was later lost, as was a lot of the graves during this time, during the Great War. Due to his bravery and his act of selflessness, William was posthumously awarded the Victoria Cross, the highest honour that anyone in the British military can receive. And as I said, go to this mural, it's a stone's throw away, it's just round in Clonduff, and you will see the letter sent home to William's parents, depicting, explaining what had happened and the tragic offence that unfolded that day. Sadly, William wouldn't have been the only one to lose his life that day, as we know, and over the course of the Battle of the Somme. And that is why we come together here on the 1st of July in Belfast and beyond to remember and to celebrate and to never forget the sacrifice that these people, that these men, these boys made for us. The 1st of July, the opening day of the Battle of the Somme, there was 3 million people ultimately fought, over 3 million that fought in the Battle of the Somme, and over 1 million either ended up injured or dead. So to show you the magnitude, so that's what the parade today it commemorates. It's the memory of these people that not only fought but laid their lives down for the rest of our freedom. The British and the French joined forces and fought the Somme against the German Empire, and say one of the bloodiest parts, one of the bloodiest histories of the First World War. So here we're in Clonduff Drive here in East Belfast, with a famous mural behind us, and what the connection is with Northern Ireland and with the Battle of the Somme. There was 13 British divisions fought in the Battle of the Somme, but there was one division quite famous here in Northern Ireland, and especially here in East Belfast. It's the 36th Ulster Division. So although the Battle of the Somme started on the 1st of July 1916, it actually fought and raged for 141 days on the Western Front, on both sides of the Somme River in France. It ran for 141 days to the 18th of November, and as I said before, where over 1 million people were either injured or lost their lives. So as you can see, even with the miserable weather, with a great turnout here, great family atmosphere, let's enjoy the parade. So sadly at this point, folks, as I'd mentioned earlier on in the video, I was having mic problems. I turned off little voice mic just to use the camera mic to pick up the bands, the music, rather than people talking around me. And sadly the camera mic wasn't on, and it's such a shame. I got such great footage, and I was so close here, and you could really feel the impact and the great music on show. But I thought with too much good footage to waste, and the way the video has went, rather than just about the music and the celebrations of the 1st of July, I thought we'll use the footage and I'll play the Billy McFadden tribute song over the top of it. So hopefully you can still enjoy the bannerets, you can enjoy the coloured parties, the uniforms, and listen to the lyrics of this great song.
Let me tell you the story of honour and glory of a young Belfast soldier, Billy McFadden by name. For king and for country, young Billy died bravely and won the VC on the field of snowflake that melts on the river, gone like the first trace of day's early dawn, like the foam from the fountain, like the mist from the mountain, young Billy McFadgen's dear life is gone. Now Billy lies lonely where the red land is poppy, and wild and confusion paints the field of the brave. No piper recalling his deeds are forgotten, for Billy McFadgen has no grave. Gone like the snowflake that melts on the river, gone like the first trace of day's early dawn, like the foam from the fountain, like the mist from the mountain, young Billy McFadgen's dear life is gone. So let us remember that brave Ulster soldier, the VC won, the young life that he gave. For duty demanding his courage outstanding, Private Billy McFadgen of the UVA. Private Billy McFadgen of the UVA.
So as you've seen, some brilliant bands on display there. All their hard work paid off. They look great. Hopefully you enjoyed that song. If you've never heard it before, quite fitting lyrics. So this is the letter that was sent home to Billy's parents, William and Annie. Got this letter from the War Office in London after the tragic offence on the 1st of July 1916. To read it out, it says, to McFadgen of Belfast, we deeply regret to inform you that Private William McFadgen, 14th Battalion of the Royal Irish Rifles, was killed in action 1st of July. Lord Kitchener expresses his sympathy. Secretary, War Office. So I'll leave you here. I think this is quite fitting way to send off, because when I've always thought of the psalm, I've always sort of associated, it's not so much a poem, but a collection of words that were put together. I think it sums up, it epitomises the bravery of the men that went over the trenches that day, or the men that fought in the Somme over those coming weeks and months. And this is the words of Wilfred Spender. He was a Plymouth-born newspaper manager. He was a quartermaster of the Ulster Volunteers, a general staff officer of the 36th Ulster Division, winner of a military cross for actions of faithful, and cabinet secretary of the new Northern Ireland state in 1921. And he put these words together after the Somme, and I'll put them on screen and have a wee read. And I just thought it's quite fitting to, especially to the men that fought that day and ended up fighting that prolonged battle. I'm not an Ulster man, but yesterday, the 1st of July, as I followed their amazing attack, I felt I would rather be an Ulster man than anything else in the world. My pen cannot describe adequately the hundreds of heroic acts I witnessed from the Ulster Volunteer Force, from which the division was made, has won a name that equals any in history. Their devotion deserves the gratitude of the British Empire. And I'll leave it in that, folks. Thanks for watching. Please remember, like, subscribe, share, all that sort of nonsense. And if you enjoy this content, let me know and we'll get more.